Well, hello you wonderful humans, and welcome back to New World. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my top 3 ways to make a ton of money, level up, and get all of the Azoth you could need for fast traveling or respecking or whatever you need it for. I spent the majority of my time in New World trying to figure out the best ways to make money, and then tying that into the fastest ways to level up, and then realizing that I need a ton of Azoth for fast traveling or respecking for various things that I'm doing. But regardless, this is an encompassing video of all of the best things that I've discovered in New World to basically get all of those things accomplished at the same time. Now, I really do hope everybody enjoys today's video. With this, if you do this often, you'll be able to get a ton of money, level up while doing it, and then when you need to get some Azoth, you'll be able to get it very, very quickly. Now, the first thing that we're going to cover is the route that I use to level up, make a ton of money, and get all the resources that I need for leveling up. Now, the main money is going to come from these ingredients here, and maybe like fibers and iron if you really want to sell those. I like keeping them for my town boards, but it's going to be really up to you and how much money you want to be making from this. But a lot of this money is going to be coming from the things that you can gather. This is stuff from maybe half of the route. And we're going to go over full blown into the route real quick, but I'm going to show you why I spend time collecting all of these herbs. A lot of people, I see people every day running past herbs, and they're insane. There's so much money to be had in herbs. We got nutmeg right here selling for 8. I believe this is the cheapest if we go into all settlements. Yeah, so right now, Windsward is the cheapest. If you take these herbs to another town that has a high-level cooking station where it's not that cheap and sell them for the cheapest price, they'll sell out pretty much instantly. Dill is another one, although I think dill has gone down a little bit. So dill's down to 1, but then we got things like cauliflower. How the hell do you spell cauliflower? There it is, right there. So cauliflower is 8. You can get a ton of these doing this. Broccoli is another one. So you can really see that these cooking ingredients, there is a ton of money to be had. Ooh, people have figured out the broccoli farm. Well done. All right, broccoli was 8 to 10 for a long time. But there's definitely ways to be making money from this. Peppercorns, let's see what those prices are at. They're down to 5 for the cheapest. Cinnamon is the last video I showed a farm for. Cinnamon's still down to 4. That video's gotten 100,000 views, and the cinnamon market still hasn't fully crashed. So, cinnamon is still a great farm because nobody wants to do it. Nobody's like, herbs, losers. Yeah, get rich on your garlic and stuff, ladies and gentlemen. You can make a ton of money from this stuff. But yeah, so let's get into the route and why I do this specifically. Because really, you're doing everything you need to do in the game all at once. Right now, I am on mapgenie.io. It's one of my favorite sites for New World, and this is how I plan out all of my routes for making money in the game. Now, there's a couple things that I like doing specifically to be able to level up, and I use all of the company boards within Everfall, Windsward, First Light, Cutlass Keys, and Monarch's Bluff. If I'm feeling really spicy, I'll go up to Brightwood Hamlet because there's always good company boards on my server going there. You can add in Weaver's Fen and Reekwater if you want, but really, these are going to be your key money-making areas and leveling up quickly, as long as the companies that are taking care of these are actually making sure they do stuff to build up the city. Sometimes that doesn't happen, but you can change these routes depending on your favorite locations, which is really great. So one of the things I like doing is activating the herbs here, and then you can activate some of the higher quality things that you want to collect. You can really see how much value there is in something. You can activate it on the map and see where it is, and then add it into your loop. So we got cabbage here. Barley sells for quite a bit, so you can add that into the map. You can get nuts. You can really add whatever you want to your route. You can add in all of the ore. Basically, whatever you need can be added, and you can find it along the route. So what I'd like doing is I start in Everfall. I'm going to pick up all the company boards, and if I can finish them all in Everfall while I'm there, I'm going to do that. But if I need to collect things, I'm going to collect them on my way because there's a 30-minute refresh timer on these, and it works out really, really well. So you're going to do all of your Everfall town board quests, and then you can go out here, you can collect broccoli, you can collect the herbs, and then you can go down here, and there's going to be tons of chests for other resources that you can get, like sandpaper, basically everything that you need to craft. You're going to be able to find in these 2 locations here on your way down to Windsward. We're going to collect the herbs, barley out here. You've got cabbage if you want to collect that. But then you're going to go into Windsward, and you're going to pick up all of your town board quests here. You're going to get rid of, we're going to actually talk real quick before we continue this loop on what you should be keeping and what you should be getting rid of. So the company board is pretty straightforward. You want to complete any of the weapon and armor smithing ones that you can find. These are great. Not even, sometimes they don't give a lot of XP, but you want that territory standing because when you level up your territory, you're going to get XP from that too. You're going to complete any of the metalworking. If you have fish, also because of all the bots, fish fillets and stuff like that have gone down in value quite a bit, and you can get good territory standing from them. But I usually drop these, but if I have them, I'll complete them. I'm obviously not getting any XP right now. Sometimes I'll do these potion ones if the value of potions are low enough. I don't often complete the lumberjack ones. They do give really good territory standing, but they take up a lot of your wood, which can be used for the weaponsmithing, but that's going to be a personal decision because the territory standing gain on these are pretty phenomenal, and that's going to help you level up even faster. Then we've got cooking. I do not do any of the cooking things. While they do give good XP and good territory standing, it often, if you, instead of using these ingredients for this, you can sell them, and often these will cost you like 400, 500 gold worth of supplies, and if you just sell those instead and then buy the supplies you need for everything else, you're going to be making way more bang for your buck. So get rid of anything that involves cooking and just do everything else that you can complete without having to run away. You also really don't want to do anything that involves like boars or elks or hunting, things like that. You can do the turkey ones, but more often than not, they just take a little too long to do. Now, once we get down to Windsward, this is where the real money making is going to start. Because when you come out of here, you can get all of these herbs. These are high value herbs. They're going to have all cinnamon and nutmeg in them, and you can make a ton of money from this. But not only the herbs, if you're in need of iron ore for any of your company boards or crafting or whatever you want to do, there is a ton of iron ore through here. And you're going to pick up all of these herbs, and then you're going to come back up, and then you're going to collect all of the iron. There's a broccoli spot right here, which broccoli, incredibly high value. You can use it for yourself. You can sell it. And then just get all of the iron. You're going to come down into First Light, and you're going to have this cabbage here. You're going to have carrots, and you're going to have all, well, there's potatoes and stuff over here. And you're going to have all of the herbs through here. Now, this is where you're going to get cinnamon. Did I say cinnamon was up here? Cinnamon is not up here. I'm sorry. If I said that, I don't know if I did. But cinnamon is going to be down through First Light through here. Now, you can go down here and get the iron ore if you want. And there's more herbs for cinnamon and nutmeg down here. But I don't often do that because I don't like running across the bridge. It kind of messes up the loop and you have to run back. Kind of a waste of time. Now, the next part is where you can kind of diverge from the herb picking if you want. Now through here, you're going to get a couple big patches of herbs through Cutlass Keys, but the farming through here is not really great. This is a popular route, so a lot of people don't come through here, but we can switch from iron to gold through here. Now you can put on something like a mining luck set and your herb roasted potatoes and things like that, and you can mine these gold veins for rare gems, which you can then sell for money or use for your own crafting, because crafting is also going to level you up, and it's going to make you more money in the long run if you start leveling up jewel crafting. Tons of money to be made from jewel crafting and tons of XP to be made from it as well. So you can mine up all of these gold, and then you can go down back into Cutlass Keys and pick up all of these herbs through here. There's tons of money to be made along the route as you head back to the actual town, which is going to be up here. So once you get to Cutlass Keys, you're going to pick up all the company board quests, just like before. You're going to complete as many as you can, and then we're going to continue through to the Monarch Bluffs. Now, this is where things kind of get to do whatever you want. There's plenty of farms through here to collect the resources that you want. And this is kind of where I start just collecting stuff. So there's stuff through here that you can collect for those supply crates and stuff like that all through here. There's broccoli, there's some barley up here, there's cauliflower. And then when you start heading towards Monarch Bluffs, you get back into the herbs and iron ore. I believe there's some silver deposits through there as well. If we activate that, you can see there's silver, there's gold, and there's plentiful iron as well. This map is great for planning out what you need when you need it. And the herb patches through here are great. There's quite a few of them, and you'll be able to make a ton of money from that as you head back into Monarch's Bluffs Hamlet. And then you're going to come out, and then you can hit this big patch of herbs on your way back to Everfall, or you can hit the silver, whichever you really want to do, whichever way is going to make you the most money, or whatever you need for what you're trying to level up at the time. And then you're going to head back to Everfall. So it's a pretty simple loop. And by the time you do this, every time you get back to the town, you're going to have all of the resources that you need for crafting. Obviously, you're going to be wanting to chop trees and everything at the same time. Now, when you're going through these loops, you're going to want to make sure to collect all of the wood and hemp and anything else you might need to be able to not only level up your company board, but level up your skills as well, because it's a self-fulfilling loop. The higher you level up your trade skills, so crafting, refining, and gathering skills, the higher quality company board quests you'll be able to take on, which means you'll get more territory influence, you'll get more XP for your character, and then you'll also be leveling up your character by leveling up your skills. So it's a self-feeding loop, and the better you get at doing all of those at once, the faster you'll be able to make XP, and then also be able to make money, because the higher crafting skills are going to be meaning you're going to be able to use lower quality stuff to make higher valued objects. Now let's get into my Azoth farms. If you get bored running around and doing all of this collecting stuff, or you want to level up your weapon skills and things like that, there's a couple different areas that I recommend. Really, any kind of fort is going to have good mob density to be able to achieve this, but once you hit level 40s, there's 3 specific ones that I really like to do. And that is the Ocean View Post, the Channel View Post, and then up in Morningdale, you've got the Nimbus. This one, I've been wanting to make a video on this because it's so good. The mob density here is great, and the respawn is fantastic, and it's literally just right outside of town. But any of those 3 forts has incredibly high mob density and fast respawn timers, meaning you can get a ton of Azoth and XP from this as well. Now, I know there's a lot of people that are like, well, I like running portals for my Azoth. Well, I used to too, but I really hate running around, and it seems like there's fewer and fewer people running these corrupted portals because, I mean, quite frankly, I don't think they're particularly that great, and it's mind-numbing running around, and it takes a long time to get to each of these sometimes. Once you clear them out, and then you have to run all the way across the map to get to another patch. It's inefficient use of time. But here, at these 3 locations, if you're farming up Azoth specifically, doesn't matter how many people are there, because you're not in it for the XP, you're just in it for the kills and the potential Azoth drop. From these, I get anywhere between 10 and 30 Azoth per minute. That's every minute, without having to go anywhere. Super easy. You can do that at any of these 3 locations, and it doesn't matter how many people are there, because you're going to get the Azoth regardless. You can join a group, or you can do it solo. Now, if you're the only person farming these 3 locations, then you can make anywhere between like 1,000, well, I'd say about 900 to 1,300 XP per minute as well. So then you're farming up your Azoth and you're making a ton of XP at the same time. So you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone, and I like doing that. Now, aside from those 3 locations, there's a couple other places that I recommend as well. Dead Man's Cove was one of the first videos I made. A fantastic Azoth and XP farm, as well as weapon XP. Very important place for both of those. Incredibly high mob density, level 25. Once you get up a little bit higher level, then you can go down to Stone Skull Fort. Incredibly high mob density, great for weapons and Azoth farming. And then once you get into the 50s, if you get a really good group, you're going to go up to Morningdale, and then you can start farming Scorpius, which is level 50. Crazy mob density up here. One of the best farming spots in the game if you can get a good group for it. Fantastic. Drops are great. Everything is great there. Love it. But aside from that, then you can go down to, I think down here, but this is for like level 60s, like when you just need Azoth, but that's besides the point right now. But regardless, that's everything that I have discovered to do basically all the 3 things that you need to do in the game all at once and not wasting any time. I really do hope this video helps all of you out. I tried to make it as quick and straightforward as possible. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll see you all in the next one.